Yeah, exactly.
You can't go to court looking like Sideshow Bob, bro. You gotta at least button up a little bit, bro.
No, I ain't button. This is what I look like. This is what my money look like. Welcome. I got a second timer, you know what I mean? A two-time lifer on the channel today. Mike Brown of the Art of Letting Go podcast, man. How are you doing? How everything?
I'm doing good, man. Everything is going good, man. I appreciate you having me on. It's our second time talking today, also, so I appreciate it.
The second time, man. Hope it's not gonna be the last time after tonight, but
nah, not at all.
But you know, y'all already know it's the Fupa Protector, the BB Dub Lover, Rod Uncensored. Yes, I do take them to Cheesecake Factory when I was running wild because they think that's fancy. But Mike Brown, how's that no man lifestyle treating you, man? How's that treating you, man?
It's a journey right now, man. You know, I spent I've been going for about the last 8 months. Spent like 2 months in New York, and now I'm in Houston. I've been in Houston for like 4 months now, and it's been a space of reflection for sure, and also just a space of rebuilding being here.
Like how important it is to this was that to do that transition of being, you know, me living out your backpack and just how's like, was it therapeutic for you to just move along like that? You know what I mean? Just whatever you put in your bag, just move along and having new journeys and new experience. Has that helped you personally?
It was freeing. It definitely has been freeing. You know, just I moved out to Los Angeles in 2010, and I thought that I needed to be there to be successful. And being away for so long, I've been able to define success for myself, you know, to see beyond what I thought it was at 23 and being 37 and realizing like freedom feels like success, peace feels like success. So, you know, being able to move around in the way that I'm moving around has it's been liberating, man.
So what would you tell somebody that's interested in taking that journey? What would you tell them about the pros and cons about it?
The pros and the cons. I would say, you know, definitely save some money. Save some money and surrender to the journey. I would say surrender to the journey because, like, you know, I really didn't know what would come out of this. And also like rely on your community. Rely on your community. Cause like again, I've been away from home for 20 years. So, you know, I've definitely taken care of myself a lot with support. But you know, the heavy lifting has all been on me. So, you know, being in a space of, you know, being a little more vulnerable of like, you know, staying with friends, staying with family, staying different places. Yeah, it's been humbling to, you know, receive support from people and you know, just allow it to be what it's gonna be.
How does that make you feel? People saying, of course you can come through. Like, does that really shows you like who really fucks with you, who really loves you for them being opening with their house?
Yeah, man, it definitely feels like love. You know, it feels like love. And like I said, I'm in a place in my life where I can receive it. I don't know if you know, if I did it any time earlier than what I did it, I don't know if I would have been in the place to receive it, you know.
So 20-year-old Mike wouldn't be able to receive it. That's what you're saying?
Hell no. 20-year-old Mike was as people like to say, self-made, and that shit is not real. Nobody is self-made that I know of that's successful, you know. So that's why 20-year-old Mike definitely struggled along the journey, and 37-year-old Mike has been like really tapped into the blessings, you know.
Mm. Like, and you know what I mean? Sometimes we go through that, man. I surely think 20-year-old Rod, 20-year-old Rod would definitely wouldn't have been able to do a lot of things. I think 20-year-old Rod probably be on the fifth floor or locked up. You know what I mean? Because his thoughts were just a little bit wild and feeling myself. You know what I mean? To the max. You know what I mean? And I think this over years, you just gradually mature like wine. You know what I mean? Mentally.
Yeah, and I think you start to define, this life for yourself. Like I think a lot of times when we're younger in our 20s, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever those developing ages are for people, you live to please your parents, you live to please society. You're told where you're supposed to be at a certain age and what you're supposed to be doing. And my journey has not been traditional in any sense of the word. So, for me, it's always been like, what is it that I want out of this? What am I wanting out of this? And like I told you, hitting 30 for me really made me realize like, hey, I own this life. Like I got ownership of everything that happens, win, lose, or draw, and I haven't lost yet. So, I just keep creating more life. I used to think that making music was the most creative I could be, and I realize now like designing the life I want, and it's gonna take some risk, but yeah, creating the life I want is really like the most creative thing I could ever do.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I tried to rap it. I went double plastic. I was worse than Safari.
Oh man.
So I gave that up for podcasting. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that is real deep how you said it like that, man. Because I think that's on a lot of people's mind. To be honest with you, this overall life in general, and you know what I mean, your past, and you know what I mean. You think about, damn. Sometimes I go into the calculator in my mind, like, damn, I wasted so much time on some dumb shit. Not even shit, not about nothing, just Jordans and Nikes, and you know what I mean. Trying to, oh man, I need to get the 501 jeans. I need it, you know what I mean. I need to get a nice polo, or you know what I mean. I need to get this, need to get this, but that shit don't be worth nothing. Like you can,
But I think you have to do it to know that it has no value. You know what I mean? Like I think you had to experience that to know like there's no real value in this. I don't know. I would have preferred to experience it in my 20s and to be doing it in my 30s. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you know what I mean. A lot of people. There's a lot of shit where like you start to look at fashion in a certain way. You're like, damn, this look like this shit at TJ Maxx, but it just don't got Versace on it. Like you start to look like, damn, like they really getting up on us. The fabric might not be like Versace, but it looks similar enough. And
Yeah.
you start seeing all these websites where social media, you know, what I mean, influencers be like getting them knockoff purses. Man, this shit don't even look too much different till you look at the, you know what I mean, the inside the purse. I'm like, yo, this don't look too much different. So
and,
you
and and
start,
it's really all in what you like too. Like
yeah,
you could have the most expensive stuff and still be corny as hell. So it's all in you as a person.
yeah, man, it definitely is, man. But like, how did you finish? Did you finish your 2023 strong last year? You think?
I think I did. I think I did. And I feel like I ended it strong because I look at the reflection of the entire year. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't let one month or 1 week or one day define the entire experience. And my 2023 is probably the best year of my life so far, and this year is just started. And I I think that it's gonna be the same. I think that as I progress, my life is just gonna keep getting better. And that's not to say that I won't face challenges or anything like that. It's just like I'm tooled up now. So now I know how to deal with life more. Like the more I experience, the more I learn how to deal with it. So it's like, yeah, I'm handling it better. Something that would have took me a year to get over might take me a week now,
Yeah, man, and I feel like, man, when you get older, you just find new strategies to achieve your goals sometimes, and that's good, man, because it's like an old basketball player, right? You know you can't dunk no more, right? You get
Right.
year 13, you can't dunk, so you gotta use that pump fake, that first step to get somebody, confused a little bit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You gotta set a dirty screen just to keep on that check to come. You know what I mean? You gotta evolve your mind to still be effective.
For sure. For sure. I agree with all of that.
But man, yeah, man, it's just a lot, man. I just overall my goal for this year is to really to build my entrepreneurship up to the next level to get, create my merch a little bit better and just have some kind of passive income coming in. That's my goal.
I feel that, man. I'm actually this month I'm challenging myself to promote my merch every day. Um and see how many sales I can make. Last year I did I think 30 sales.
Damn.
And yeah, man. And this year it's been a little slower, but also I'm acknowledging that I'm selling the same merch that I sold last year. So I can't expect people to buy the same shit again. But just feeling what that feels like to have people pay for my products and just moving into different shit.
How
Like
does that make you feel when you got your first sales? You know what I mean? How did that make you feel that somebody supports you?
it's gratifying, man. It's gratifying, but it's also like it's awareness of, man, I could really do this shit. Like if I really put my energy and effort into giving myself the best possible, most strategic push I could give myself, like this all could work for me.
You know what I mean? And that's where I'm taking the jump on faith and see, because sometimes you doubt yourself, right? You're like, damn, nobody gonna fuck with me on that. You know what I mean? Inflation is crazy. Nobody gonna support it. So, and I know sometimes you have self doubt, and that can cause you from even stepping out on faith.
Yeah, and you got to release that shit to really get what you want. I think
Mhm.
that's the biggest lesson I'm learning right now is if I really want all this shit to work out, I got to let that shit go because if not, it's going to hold me back. And you know, kind of listening to what you've been saying and looking at this as my journey of a creative entrepreneurship, like I'm trying to figure out other ways to get it, like not just merch, but I'm doing workshops, podcasting workshops, I'm doing workshops for creatives, like just looking at all the possible ways that I can keep myself free.
And I think everybody need to have that free button, man. Because without it, I see sometimes you just see so many people stressed out, working at 9 to 5, and you sometimes feel like you working. You feel like you were in that movie 12 Years a Slave. You ever seen that movie?
I have.
Like you feel like, damn, man. Like you feel like you're in bondage, and you're like, damn, I can't afford to be late today. You know what I mean? Or I'm
Am
gonna
I
get rolled up. And I feel like that's like a lashing, get rolled up. I feel like that's like a lashing. When you
Yeah,
get rolled up and they threat you, I feel like that's like a lashing.
I haven't and I feel blessed to be able to, but I haven't had a 9 to 5 in 2 years. And this is probably this season right now is probably the slowest that my income has been.
Mhm.
Um, but at the same time, I'm understanding entrepreneurship more of how this shit can just move up and down at any time. And I have had moments of thinking about going back to a job, and I had to be clear with myself of what it is that I want from a job because I have had jobs that felt like 12 years a slave for me. You know, I've been in that position where I've been so stressed out on the job that my body is physically taking on the stress. So I'm very clear in knowing like whatever I do, if I do end up going back somewhere, like it has to be something that I'm gaining more than just money from. Like it has to be like fueling my soul in a way, you know?
And you know what I mean? There's a lot of things. Just like finance is the fall of every relationship. Finance. I don't care. You know what I mean? Either side, finance is key for everything. You need the
Yeah.
money to eat. You need the money to do X, Y, Z. You need the money for tax. You need the money to travel. You can't pay nobody no beads no more. You know, we can't get you can't get nobody no beads or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So the I can see why men die so young because all the stress of finances, relationships, holding all that stress and that burden. I can see how that breaks down to you know what I mean, men in general.
Yeah.
Because you always got to be the problem solver. You got to be Superman in
And
most
and
cases.
I think we have to release that. Like that's not real. You know, like I know that's something that we are taught to be, but it's not real at all. You know, I had a friend that I hung out with recently, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this, but you know, he was telling me he was just so stressed out that he had a stroke, same age as me. And you know, hearing somebody say that they were under that much stress, under that much pressure, like for me, that's a clear sign of like, nah, I gotta release this shit. Like I can't just be holding all this shit in my body and letting it affect me in that way, you know?
And you know what I mean? In my case, man, I had a panic attack one time. You know
Damn.
what I mean? And I thought that shit was a stroke. Like the
Yeah.
panic attacks, like that shit. Sometimes you feel like you can't breathe and like, damn, what the fuck going on with me? Like
Yeah.
the stress is nothing to play with. So you know what I mean. That's why I've been, you know, what I mean, since this year I've been promoting a lot of mental health because I think it's serious, man. Even if it's just a panel, if somebody let that shit go, man, let it go, man. Like,
Yeah, man. You know, when I was teaching, I was definitely in the space of I felt like it was time for me to leave my job, but also it was so comfortable. I was making, you know, a decent amount of money, but my body was telling me like, yo, it's time to get out of here. And you know, so much that like I was under so much stress, and I know this is like a men's show, so you know I feel comfortable being open about this, but I couldn't sexually perform um, because my body was that stressed, and literally when I left the job, like all of that went away, and it's just crazy. Like I know a lot of people our age and in that age group that experience that,
no,
but
I
don't
never,
understand. Like
Mike, I can't understand that. But
that's
I had a situation like that, but it was because I was not physically attracted to somebody and they was doing me
not.
wrong. But I never had that much stress from work.
I'll be honest. I have, you know, I
God
have, and
damn.
yeah, and I went to the doctor and everything. I was like, well, shit, do I need pills? Do I need this? Do I need that? And the doctor is like, nah, everything look all right with you. So it's got to be something else. And again, I know you anti counseling, anti therapy, but I went to therapy and started talking to my therapist. And like I said, once I quit the job, it was like all of that shit just was lifted off me as a weight, like a weight, you know.
Yeah, you know
But
what I mean?
I was mainly sharing that because like I said, I know a lot of brothers that do go for the pills and shit like that. And it's like, nah,
Yeah,
you don't need that shit. You need to just
I do bless
release
my
your
old.
stress.
I bless my old lady, you know what I mean, on her birthday, Valentine's Day, with the pills. So Mike Brown, you ain't gonna shade the pills. You ain't gonna cancel me like that.
Nah, just release your stress. Release your stress and all the blood flow will just flow.
I mean, I think that a lot of that shit be in our food though, man. A
It
lot of
be in
this
our
shit.
food, but it be in our head too. It's a lot of
It
mental as well.
is. It's definitely a lot of mental. But you know what I mean. I feel like I was talking about something like this. I was watching Def Comedy Jam. You remember how popular that was in the '90s?
Yeah.
And I just started thinking about stuff. I said, man, I would just start because sometimes I can watch something, or I can hear something musically, and it takes me to that year.
Yeah.
Do you have a mind like that? Sometimes you can. if you listen to like a song, let's say you listen to some Ja Rule, can that take you to Teenage Mike?
For sure, yeah. Like listen to music for me is like looking at pictures. So yeah, it definitely does that.
So I was just like, damn, I said, man, you were really thinking about it. The the 90s food tasted different. It was not all that the MSG and all them crazy sulfate and all that blah blah blah. I'm like, damn, you read the package on the food now, it's like it look like it's a novel. It look like you reading a Harry Potter book or something. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, look how far we came with all these extra shit, man.
Yeah. And it don't seem like it's getting better. It seems like it's getting worse. But you know, through traveling, I've learned just how much bullshit is in our food because I can't eat cheese in the United States, but when I travel, I can eat cheese everywhere. And it's all them preservatives and all that extra shit that they putting in that shit.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't fuck with it regardless too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely when I went to Dominican Republic, you know what I mean, when I got married to my wife, like I tasted the fucking ketchup. I said, what the fuck is this ketchup? Like, you know, they put all kind of like, yo, this shit tastes different. This soda. I said,
Yeah.
I thought they do some, you know me, some Pablo Escobar shit in the soda, how sweet it was. I'm doing this shit with my tea. I say, yeah, what the fuck is this? Like, because they don't believe in all that processed sugar and shit like that. They put pure sugar cane in them sodas.
Yeah.
So it's a different taste. Everything's just a different taste. You know what I mean? And when you start to see what kind of bullshit America does, they try to stretch everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, it's crazy, man. But how do you feel about comedy, right? Do you think comedy should be censored?
Nah, I really don't. I enjoy comedy. If it's funny, this is the thing. If it's funny, it's funny. If it's not, it's not, you know.
Yeah, I feel like, man, I feel like everybody should be able to express themselves as a comedian, man. But you see more and more people running the stages and stuff now. I'm like, damn, why are you running the stages off a joke? I heard worse shit that on, you know what I mean, on the street when people used to, you know what I mean, go in a dozen and talk shit and roast. You know what I mean? Everybody had roast session, Mike Brown back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You talk about a motherfucker because he got bacon neck and shit on his polo. You know what I mean? I feel like people could express themselves back in the 90s more. You don't have to worry about somebody shooting you or deleting you. But now everybody's a little bit sensitive, man. Just over a joke. It's crazy.
And I think you can choose what you want to subscribe to. You know, if somebody is not speaking to you, you just don't have to follow it. It's kind of been my thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to subject myself to some shit that I
Motherfucker
feel like might hurt me. Yeah.
like I was looking at this shit, man, and this is how I knew. Just reflecting in life, I'm like, damn. You look at this social media, man, because this shit is like the darkest shit of all time with people looking for empathy, right? Like, I mean, like everybody's a dazzle in distress on social media, right? No accountability. No accountability on social media. Everybody's a victim. You know what I mean? You can see somebody smack somebody in the mouth and they the one to smack first and then be like, I'm the victim. Like, it's crazy how social media is. This is that situation with Risa Tisa. Like, this lady let a man move in 3 weeks. Like you gotta take some accountability for this. Like, you can't like these.
What do you think it is? Do you think everybody's just creating content, or what is it? Because like I'll be honest, I don't be tapped into. Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of cap and people, you know what I mean? I feel like people over embellish. It's like I feel like content creating is like the new rap game.
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
It's a lot of people embellish it. Like The nigga say his credit 700, but it's real 450. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Niggas say, yeah, I'm driving a new Jag, but it's off a turbo. You know what I mean? We rent a car and stuff. I feel like it's just a lot of cap, and it's like that song with Pharrell and Eclipse, Mr. Mean 2, when he said, I drive a G6. How about you? You know, there's a lot of capping.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where it is, man. And I think when YouTube was made, I was thinking about that too, man. Could you imagine if the internet was good back when we was teenagers? I mean, it was not no dial-up internet and shit like that. You imagine if it was Wi-Fi?
If it was YouTube when I was a teenager, I'd probably be famous right now.
I'm looking at these people. I'm like, man, Mr. B said he started this when he was 14.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. You started like, damn, this YouTube changed a lot of people.
But you know what? I try to tell that to people, especially like when I was teaching podcasting in the schools and shit. Like, start your kids YouTube now. You know, start the podcast now. So as they grow, they're building an audience. You know, if your kid is 9 or 10 years old, you know, by the time they're 18, that's 8 years of building an audience. You know what I mean? Like, who's to say where they'll be, you know?
And my son loved this little Asian boy named Ryan. This motherfucker review all the toys, my grand. He got over 1 million plus subscribers. He got his own toy now.
I believe it. I'm telling you, a lot of the students I would work with, they all say they want to be like unboxers and influencers and stuff like that. And, you know, like I said, if you start now, they could do it.
Yeah, I think everything is definitely for the youth and the people come after us and after them. Like they have they have so many opportunities to be entrepreneurs. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Not to tap into that, you know.
No, I agree. And yeah, I think people have to start looking at all this stuff as tools. Like I really try not to spend too much time on social media. I think where I get caught up now is YouTube. Now that YouTube has shorts, I'm kind of always on the YouTube shorts. But
yeah, they're trying to ban TikTok. So
I can see that.
YouTube said they try to do a drug dealer move. They called the Senate on them.
That's crazy. It's all overwhelming though. And sometimes consuming too much of it, you know, that shit is dangerous. So I really try not to be on social media too much. I try to just share whatever I need to share and then just get off of it. But like I said, YouTube been getting me caught up.
Yeah, like one time I had like 80 hours one time, not even know.
Damn.
You like that shit have you like, yeah, damn. That shit would have you stuck like a zombie, like you in Walking Dead, man. Cause it'd be so much shit. Like, damn.
Like amount of hours in a week?
Yeah, like in a week. Cause I listen to my music. I look at music, YouTube music too. But I also look at my screen sometimes on my breaks and shit like that. But I'm like, damn, this shit really this screen can really get you stuck, man, because there's so much shit on there you can watch.
Yeah.
Like I like to watch the building like tiny houses and shit like this. There's people making out them cargo containers, they're making houses and shit. I'm like, damn, how the fuck you do that? So there's so much shit and so much knowledge on there. You can really get stuck. If you be stuck in a maze.
It is. And that's dope that you're using it to learn. Like I've been trying to watch a video every day to just learn something, like something either towards my craft or just something I want to learn how to do.
Yeah, and that's why sometimes I'll be using it, but sometimes I'll be bullshitting. I definitely do. Definitely be bullshitting. I'm like, damn, what's going on? Like, so, because I, you know, at older I get, man, I really don't like leaving out my safe place. Like I like staying. I like going outside sometimes to get something to eat with the wifey, the family. But most of the time, I like to just stay to myself. I write shit down on my phone, some new ideas. I don't feel like I have the time to waste where I'm trying to go. You ever get to the place where you don't like, damn, I don't want these niggas right here. All they want to do is get drunk, Niggas gonna try to get a bar tab, crazy. I'm like, I'm trying to save some bread. I'm just trying to stay in the house. I can get my own bar at the crib. I could put my own music on. It could be a club for me. You know what I mean? But I feel like sometimes you got people in your life that's like distractions, and it'd be like, you ever read the book The Odyssey? Remember the motherfucker got stuck and he was like, he didn't know the time was going. I forgot what it was like. But it feels like that sometimes. Like the same thing, like why people don't got no, you know what I mean? It's no light coming in the casino because they want to make, you know what I mean? So it's like a mind fucker.
Yeah.
So I be trying to just, you know, I'm trying to stay, you know, be committed to what I'm trying to succeed. I'm trying to get monetized with my YouTube. And if it's not about that, it's my family time with my kids and my wife. And I really don't like bullshitting. I like to stay in my safe place. There's no drama in my safe place. And I know that sounds like I'm living a bubble, but that's what I need right now. I don't want to be distracted.
And it ain't nothing wrong with that, especially if you if it's keeping you on track. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't really be going out and shit, but I do be outside. You know, I like to be out in nature. I like to go to museums and shit like that. So I put myself in spaces where I could be inspired. But like you said, like running up bar tabs and shit. I ain't
trying to go with no.
I was young.
I don't want to go where there's more than 8 niggas at. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go where all the old white people that drink wine and don't want no smoke. I don't want no more nigga moments. I'm being real. I just like keep it how it is, man, and cooling.
And that's just, you know, I credit that to maturity, but I also even say, man, some of them white spaces don't be safe all the time either for us, you know.
You know what I mean? I grew up, you know what I mean? You from Houston, right?
Yeah.
So the ones up on the East Coast, they're not as brave like the ones down south.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? I remember growing up. Growing up and outside of Nashville. I don't know if you ever been to Nashville.
No, I haven't.
Tennessee. But outside a little spot called Clarksville, Tennessee, right? You know what I mean? Everybody, when you're young, you want to go play basketball, play football outside. You know what I mean? Be out in the outdoors. So my man James took me. My man James, you know what I mean? I knew from like middle school all the way up. We go to this Caucasian person house. We playing basketball. These motherfuckers got hamburgers, hot dogs on. They got ribs humming. I said, God damn. They got the good chips. You know what I mean? The good chips that's not all the way broken at the bottom, Mike. You know what I mean? I'm working to sweat up. They got some nice coat, some nice sodas. Not the generic one, not the Dr. Pips. The good sodas. So we get done hooping and stuff. You know what I mean? This white man told us, hey, y'all boys better go home now. It's good for us to play with your kids, but you ain't gonna eat with us.
Yeah.
So they let that shit be known down there. They're not gonna kiss your ass and let you be so much in their space. Yeah. These ones in the East Coast, they're going, hey, Rod, how you doing? Happy Black History Month. They shake your hand. Happy Black History Month. They play the phony games. The ones down there, they let it be known.
Yeah.
I know there's got to be some places in Houston like that. Don't white people let it be known.
You know what's funny? Like, as I was listening to you say that, I was reflecting, and like growing up in Houston, I didn't really have white friends, to be honest with you. I think I started to build friendships with white people when I moved to LA, and you know, the experience of dealing with white people in LA in comparison to Houston was totally different. You know, like you said, the South is bold, so
motherfucker let you in. They let that shit be known.
Yeah,
like I remember playing one game. I remember playing one game of football in down south. They got like one high school in the whole county. Like, damn, how the fuck you got one high school in the whole county?
Damn.
And then I remember getting off the bus, and people was calling us porch monkeys. I'm like, what the fuck is a porch monkey?
Damn. Yeah, I ain't experienced it like that. You know, I didn't experience it like that.
It's like I tell my wife every day. I say, yo, growing up in the South for them 9 years, 8 years, it taught me a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To see slave houses and you know what I mean and stuff like that as historic landmarks and shit like that. Like I didn't see none of that shit on the East Coast. Like you ain't never gonna see no shit like that. A slave trade house where they show where it is, and that's a historic landmark and shit like that. And like go farther down, you just see actual cotton.
Yeah.
Like actual cotton on a as a plant. It's like, damn, what the fuck is this? Like, and for us not to be able to understand that and know that history, and they erase that shit all the way, but the other people can get their just due and the respect is crazy to me how they erased our history as African Americans.
Yeah, man, it really is, and I think that's why it is so important for us to tap in with our elders to just know.
It's not so far along where you know what I mean black women was you know what I mean feeding white babies. You know what I mean? It's not that far along where people were sharecroppers. You know what I mean? And to think about that and just for it to be erased is just it's crazy to me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I try to make my purpose to tell my kids about great things like you know what I mean, American authors like Langston Hughes and Baldwin. You know what I mean, countless people that did more than just dribble a ball and were actors and you know what I mean, and you know what I mean. It's also good to let them know about artists and stuff like that. That you know what I mean, like Sammy Davis Jr. being the first one to have residency in Vegas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That paved the way for Usher and you know what I mean, stuff like that. But it's confused. You know what I mean? A lot of people that don't know the history where they come from. It's crazy. That's why my goal this year. I want to know I'm gonna do the ancestry
That's dope.
attorney thing.
That's really dope.
You know what I mean? My wife gonna say I'm gonna be pure nigga though. So that she said I'm about to be a pure nigga, 100% African. I said, damn.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, my sister did one. I haven't done one, but you know, she did it, and I forgot what she said. All that we had in us.
Yeah, and I think that's important, man. Because like a lot of people just think, oh man, this like you gotta think about this generation, all the way up from your parents all the way down. I'm like, that shit gonna pass. Just a little bit, all the way down. So everybody got something, you know,
For
what I
sure.
mean, in your generations and secrets.
For sure. I think so. I think everybody whose families were existing in America at some time are probably mixed up. I think if you check some of these white people's DNA, they probably got some African in them as well.
Yeah, man, it's some whiteys with some, you know what I mean, Michael Jackson noses, man. Before he got the nose job. You know what I mean? like, you know what I mean? I always say that, man. My wife thinks it's crazy, but I said, man, you know what I mean? He saw the women slaves with that natural BBL and them thick lips. You know what I mean? You already know what it was time it was.
That's funny.
Becky over there, you know what I mean, with that thin body, with that James Fonda, with that Honda Accord in the back. You know, he's like, you know what I mean?
Oh man.
Boy.
That's too funny.
But man, what's some other besides the merch? What's some other things you put on your vision board this year that you want to achieve?
Man, So I am working on building a podcasting network. That is like my goal with all of this right now. I enjoy doing my show, but I'm in that space now. I'm wanting to produce other people's shows. Like I feel like, with everything I've done, I succeeded in a sense of, my expectations of what I have for it. So it's like, let me challenge myself a little more. Let me see if I could do this with other people. Let me see if I
In the
could.
mental health genre or this countless genre?
It will. Everything will probably. Uh, Everything will probably be connected to mental health in some type of way.
Mhm.
Even if I was doing like comedy or I was doing whatever, I still would find some kind of way to tie it in to what I'm doing. Because that is kind of what I have, built a lot of my work on, and I'm open to doing other stuff as well. But that is the space where I feel like I could thrive. So yeah, working on just doing storytelling and just trying to figure all this shit out, trying to figure it all out. But my biggest goal that I wrote down for the year is to have 5 streams of income coming in, and I want to start doing more speaking, getting back into composing music and producing music and stuff. So really just looking at, how do I put myself out in all these spaces? How do I insert myself into these worlds?
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's really dope
I
to really
appreciate
have
that.
that, put that out in the atmosphere and write that thing down.
Yeah.
Because I've my biggest goal is for me though. It's hard to find like mind Negroes. You know what I mean, to collab with, um, because I feel like, man, it's a lot of, still a lot of self hate between black men, between each other, that
Yeah.
we're still working out and trying to let go. But I feel like that's the hardest battle black content creators got going against us. It's just the self hate, the insecurity, and stuff like that, man.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not, I'll be honest, I'm not super tapped into a lot of stuff. Like I honestly do live in a bubble when it comes to like content and stuff like that, just because it can be overstimulating for me. And I see a lot of people like usually how I find out about something is somebody sends it to me. And I find that a lot of people outside of and even some black men are not really into like the black male podcast um right now. And I've been told that most black male podcasts seem like they just bash women. And like I said, I'm not tapped in like that, so I don't really know what the.
It is a lot of women shaming, um, but it's also a lot of black men shaming. So it's a lot of women right now. I know you're not really fully tapped. Are you tapped in with the Passport Bros?
Nah, who is that?
So it's like brothers, and you know what I mean, just people, just modern men, American men, going over internationally and just dealing with you know what I mean, foreign women, because they feel like American women don't bring no value.
Wow.
So that's what's going on right now. But women been jumping on the slopes for a long time too. But it's crazy because they get praise. You know what I mean? Oh damn, you got somebody from France, Keisha. You know what I mean? They get praise. You know what I mean? They get praise from that. A brother get with a white lady. What the fuck he doing? What the fuck? But you know what I mean? But it's a double standards when it comes to black women and black men. Like
Eh, I don't know. I'll be honest.
on the straight side, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what, you know what I mean, how
I mean, I
gay
would
side
say
works on the
I
double standards and, you know what I mean,
I will say
relationship.
on the gay and straight side, I see majority black men being more open to interracial dating than anything. Like I see a lot of black gay men that are more open to being with a white man than being with a black man. And even just as a spectator of the the heterosexual world. It does seem like more black men are open to being with another race than a black woman.
But I don't feel like I never seen nobody say this though, Mike. You see a black man with a white man, you can't find no black man. Like I never heard nobody scream no shit like that.
People do go hard on black men that are with white men, but also, a lot of times, yeah, I hate to say that it's with reason, because it's not right to it's not right to do that, but at the same time,
you can't get canceled. You can't get canceled.
But I can tell you a lot of the men in the gay community, and I'm not saying all, but a lot, it is some self-hate there. When you hear brothers say stuff like, I see black men as my family members. I'm not attracted to black men. I'm not this, I'm not that. Sometimes I don't think they even ask the why of why I feel this. Like, maybe all your life you felt rejected by black men, or maybe, even, and I guess that's on both sides. Like, but even the people that get mad, because like I said, I don't really give a fuck what people do. If somebody makes you happy, that's all that matters. Like if somebody is like showing you love, that's all that matters. But I think people should start looking at like the why, like why am I mad about this? Or, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying?
And you know what I mean? I'm at the point where I'm at that old saying what Jay-Z said, what you eat don't make me shit. Like
For sure.
and I just like people be them. I just respect somebody living the honest truth. If that white woman make you happy, if that man make you happy, that doesn't affect me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But people just let things affect them. That doesn't make sense. Like you're not wearing them shoes them people wearing. Like why does it bother you?
Hey man, I'm telling you, like the people that I personally know that have white partners, and that's both heterosexual, gay, like I've seen how black people have treated them and made them feel. So it's like, why wouldn't they go where the love is? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel you that. I feel you on that. And like we talked this morning, we were just talking about just the overall. Not even go into that. So, what is the structure for in the gay community? Like you see the standards of now. Like right now with black women, they say my man got to make six figures. Does in a homosexual relationship, do people do that? Like finance shaming?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is what you got to realize. We all grow up in the same society. We all grow up in the same system. So it's like we all making the same decisions. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a person by person case. I think on both sides, it's person by person, you know, uh dependency. But yeah.
So you're telling me some couch warriors in the gay community too.
Yeah. I mean,
Mike said, yeah.
I think there are more gay people than you would think that subscribe to like just the norms of heterosexuality. Like some people subscribe to like the gender roles and like all that stuff. I've never been into that, but yeah, some people subscribe to that.
You know what I mean? I'm glad we can have this conversation because I don't know what's going over, you know what I mean, over that fence. So I like to, you know what I mean, I ask you them questions. I'm glad you don't get offended about it. You know
Not
what
at
I
all.
mean?
Not at all.
You're not privy to that VIP room over there. You know what I mean? So
not at all. I mean, I think conversation is the only way that we can learn from each other. And my biggest thing in everything is just respect. Like, regardless of anything, it's like you a man, I'm a man, I respect you, you respect me. You know what I mean? And I think once disrespect comes up, and that's for anybody, like once it feels like disrespect, then that dynamic changes. Then there is no room for conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's how it should be.
Yeah,
Because everybody, at the end of the day, everybody got feelings, man.
for
Everybody,
sure.
everybody
sure.
got a limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
you can't be putting Louis Vuitton in the thing and the 8 Birkin in the thing, expecting you only got $200 in your thing. So everybody got a limit. Every credit card got a limit. People got a limit on how far people can go.
Yeah, and you know what? I think we all just have to stop taking ourselves so seriously. Like at the end of the day, we all are human. So, I got shit that triggers me, you got shit that triggers you, you got shit that you fear, I got shit that I fear, you got shit that makes you feel good and confident, I got shit that makes me feel good and confident. Like I think if more people had conversations, we could all learn from each other
And,
more.
and like I just have a problem with the over aggressive people. Like I always have problems with like studs. I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Like I don't know why, but I do. Like I open the door just to be nice, not to flirt with you or nothing. I just open the door just to be nice. I open the door for everybody, old gentlemen, old people. It don't matter. It's just something my people always raised me. If you see somebody coming behind you, keep the door open.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, I don't want no problems. You know what I mean? But it's just like I'm just trying to be a nice human being. But I can see why people, you know what I mean, do get to the situation where at the end of the day, people are people, but you don't know what's going on with somebody's mind and what
For
kind of
sure.
trauma they've been through with, you know what I mean, their coming outness or whatever. But I'm like, yo, it's not even like that. But sometimes you just gotta let people be people. You know what I mean? I apologize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
like I apologize. I don't want no smoke.
Hey man, we all are shaped by experiences. You know what I mean? Like everybody is shaped by the stuff they've been through. That's why they respond in the world that the ways that they do. And I think that's dope to just give everybody grace, you know.
I think you should give everybody grace too. They mess up
Yeah, for sure.
or harm you. Like
Yeah.
I believe in that because you don't know what somebody else might know that can enlighten you to do something different, idea wise, um, new thoughts. You know what I mean? Just that simple question I asked you. The model of how relationships are as a gay man. Somebody might, if I ask somebody that, they might took it like, "What the fuck? Why do you want to know that?" I just want to have a conversation with you, not to belittle you or patronize you. I just want to know, just for a simple dialogue, just talking, just that's it. But sometimes we just be over defensive about nothing
Yeah.
in conversations.
I agree. And I let you know who you need to be having conversations with.
Yeah, exactly. Because exactly, like, all right, you have you stay blessed. Like, but like, I always never had a problem with gay men, just conversation wise, because I don't come from disrespect. I don't come, you know what I mean. I treat people like they are, you know what I mean, nice and polite. You be nice, polite to me, I'm gonna be nice to you. Like I never had, you know what I mean. And I do say I like to joke and say no homo. Just you know what I mean? That's my little joke. It's like a little play off words. My girl see me eat a hot dog, I'm like no homo. You know, it's just a joke. You know what I mean? But it's just, but it's like things don't come with malice with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I have very close friends that still say no homo around me. Even sometimes when I'm around them, I say it as well. Like, again, it's one of those things that I just don't personalize like that. Like it's so many other things to really
It's
be
bigger.
worried about
That's
that.
bigger than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
man. Man, how did you like the Usher performance, man?
It was cool. I liked it.
I think he could have did some better songs.
I was into it actually. I'm not going to even front. Like I was into it. He got so many songs though. Like, I mean, it's hard to choose. You know, like Usher got a lot of songs.
Yeah, man, and I think you know me, but Jermaine Dupri should have chose better clothes than that. Oh man, come on, man.
Uh,
He was looking like a potato, man, at Magic City, man. It was,
hey, but you know what? It was good to see Lil Jon. Lil Jon looked healthy and shit. Like
yeah, man.
it's cool to see Lil Jon.
And you know what I mean. It was good to see Lil Jon, and I've been watching also. Me and my wife been watching a lot of Tiny Desk performances. I don't know if you know about
Okay,
that.
yeah.
And I saw Justin Timberlake. I said, damn, he still can hold them notes. You know what I mean? And the songs he was playing. I said, man, like Justin Timberlake is like an underrated artist of the 2000s for me personally.
You know, I think Justin Timberlake is dope. I'm not gonna front. I think Justin Timberlake is dope, but I do think Usher is a better artist, in my opinion. I've heard
I,
people say that
I
that
don't
the
I don't think they in the same genre though.
really they pretty much do the same thing. You know, they dance, they sing. Um, I don't know. I see them both in the same.
I think it was that not electro, techno. He's more like on techno beats with Timberland, and I feel like that's like more. I think it's just like a different. I think they're like a different vibe though, personally.
Maybe, you know, maybe I kind of see them in the same. Um, but I don't know. You know, I think they always try to like paint Justin as like
The
you
Michael
know
Jackson, white Michael
the
Jackson.
the white Michael Jackson, the white hope, whatever you want to call him, like just the soul white dude. And you know, he still was cheesy. You know, he made good songs and shit, but he just looked like a cheesy person.
Yeah, you probably right, man. But I still fuck with Justin. I take him over any day over Robin Thicke, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, his catalog is bigger, but you know, Justin's first album for me was great. You know, all the Neptune's production, Timbaland, like it's like a perfect album.
Yeah, I like just some joints after that, but you know what I mean. I think music is subjective. You know what I mean.
For
It's like
sure.
art. It's like art. You know what I mean. Sometimes you might see something different in cloud. I might see a snow cone. You might see, damn, that's a dog. Like it's subjective. You know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's crazy like that, man. But before we get out of here, man, I enjoyed talking to you, Mike Brown.
Yeah, man,
Let
I enjoyed
let
this too.
let the people know where they can find you.
Man, you can find me at justmikebrown.com. You can find the Art of Letting Go on all social media as the Art of Letting Go podcast. You can find me on Twitter. I just started using Twitter a little bit. It's a podcast_poppy, podcast poppy. Uh yeah, I think that's all the places I'm at. Yeah, like I said, I'm selling merch this month. Trying to
Let the people
get
know
to
where the
like
merch
40.
at.
You could find it at Yanni Blue, YAWNYBLEW.etsy.com. You could also find it at justmikebrown.com. Like, get a shirt, get some stickers, get a book. You buy a book, I'll sign the book. But yeah, it's all available.
Damn. So how do you got stickers?
I do.
That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, I might look into some sticker ideas. That's a good. You know what I mean? That's a good idea, man.
Man, I when we get off the call, I'll send you the company I use because
I'm
I
trying. I'm
think they
trying to
do
be the
really work.
DJ Khaled of podcasting.
As you
Dope
should.
collabs. Dope collabs and features.
Yeah, man, this
But
was fun. I appreciate you having me. You know, next time you do one of your round tables, I would love to be a part of that. I know you do your episodes with like 2-3 people. I would love to be a part of one of those.
okay, man. I definitely actually this Wednesday I got like a spin on Devil Wear product.
Yeah.
but his devil wear bonnet.
Oh man, that's funny.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like it's a loose. Like, I like to do titles loosely off of movies.
Yeah.
Like I had one episode, Lord of the Yams. So I do things loosely off of movies, and you know
Oh
what I mean.
shit.
And people like it, you know what I mean, because they
That's
think
cool.
about the movies. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean, that is also my goal. I want to make a Tubi movie too, Mike Brown. That
Okay.
would be that would be dope too. To make a Tubi movie. Cause I like low budget movies.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I come from the era of low budget movies, like I Got the Hookup and
Hey,
Hot Boys.
I got the hookup is a classic.
You know what I mean? Low budgets like that just did something to you, man. Because you know it was black owned. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like FUBU made me feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? When I had a FUBU sweater on with the K Swiss and you know what I mean, the black Reebok with the brown bottoms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just gave me this nostalgia. But everybody, please go check out Mike Brown's everything he does. Dope conversations and really, you know what I mean. You just make me want to pour some Marlowe or something when you talk with your guests. I'm like, I'll be sometimes drinking a 40 to it, and I'm like, damn, I feel kind of dirty. Mike Brown with professional voice on. I'm drinking ice cold 40 with some miniatures. I feel some kind of ways doing that, watching your podcast.
Hey man, you welcome to have whatever you want while you listen to it. You know, you enjoy it how you enjoy it.
Because the ice cold 40 definitely in the brown bag. You know what I mean? It definitely got the wet skirt, but you know what I mean. But please check him. You know what I mean. Check him all his social medias. Get his shirt. Get his sticker. He got coffee mugs. Maybe I don't know, but check all this stuff out. Let the people know you have anything coming up anytime soon. Or
Man, I'm working on another podcast called The Creators Toolkit. It'll be out next month. And it is a podcast basically just sharing tools with creatives. So like I said, I've been selling merch and I'm talking to other people who are experts in what they do and just trying to help other creative people make money.
okay, so go check that out. Also, before we get out of here, man, if y'all can hit that cash app that Rod 92D, because my ex-wife takes a lot of my money. You know what I mean? Mike Brown, I've been talking to go to the Senate about passing this bill where people got rights after they nut. I feel like you should have rights of dictating how much you can give out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of these women not worth $1,200, Mike Brown.
I feel like you get a lot of people to back you up though. I feel like
I feel like I could. You know
you
what I
should
mean?
do one of the things where you get the signatures and get a bunch of people to sign off
You know
on
what I
it.
mean? And then when I get that real money though, when I get them M's, them M&Ms like Eminem from Detroit, I'm adopting me a white kid. I'm getting me a kid from Sweden with blonde hair, blue eyes,
Oh man.
and he's gonna get ramen noodles. He's gonna be in ramen noodles with me.
Hey, he might be the next
Madonna
Justin
did it.
Timberlake.
I should be able to do it. You know what I mean? Madonna did it. He might be Justin Bieber. He might say the N-word. So, but man, thanks again for coming on, man. Everybody,
Yeah, man.
go check
Thank you
him
for
out.
having me.
And we're out of here because you know what I mean. I gotta turn the lights off. So it's
So bad,
time.
man.
It's time to get out of here.